Good morning, welcome back to our channel, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take you around a house viewing. We are hoping to invest in a property as a buy to let, is it?
Yeah.
As a buy to let. So we're viewing a house today potentially for that, and we'll take it around with us and then we'll let you know our thoughts, whether we think it could be a potential property and just anything that we notice about the house really. So enjoy.
Fingers crossed.
So the first thing we like to do when looking at a property is to look at what's around it. What commodities are near? Is there a local park? And what's the neighbourhood like? Because as somebody who is buying or renting the house, this is the first thing they're going to see as they drive to the property. So we'll always arrive 10 to 15 minutes earlier to have a stroll.
The next thing we do, and probably what gets missed the most, is looking at the property from the outside. What's the condition of the roof? Is there any visible structural damage? And if you can tick those off your checklist, the fun starts as you head on in.
This is where you can start planning what you'd like to do with the property and assess the refurb cost. For example, in this property the toilet was separate from the bathroom, with the boiler being in between, and to be honest the bathroom was super tiny, so it's more practical to move the boiler downstairs where there was already space available and have a much bigger bathroom. But let us know your thoughts on what you do.
Also, it's important when looking around to see if there's any rising damp. You can get a moisture meter from Screwfix to help you with this, and you also need to check if there are any cracks in the walls or ceilings, as subsidence is a biggie when it comes to property.
Then after you've spent as long as you like, it's time to go back home, rerun the figures now you've been into the property and see whether it's something you want to get involved in.
So we're back from the property now. We'll give you our thoughts. Joab, you can go with your initial thoughts.
So, initial thoughts were it was quite popular. There was another couple of investors, like a couple, and there was two or three.
A guy on his own, and then the guy on his own came later, didn't
Yeah, and the estate agent said that there was going to have 6 people viewing that day. They've also got it on 2 estate agents' websites, so it's on Taylor's and Connell's. So obviously, yeah, that might generate a little bit more interest. I don't really understand why they do that, because it just goes on Rightmove. I guess it's for people that kind of just walk around the shops. I guess some people still do that.
Walk around the shops and like Connell's would email people or emails like you or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's got a lot of interest, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing because you're competing against more people. But then the other couple that we were speaking to that was investors, they was talking more on the flip side. So potentially they wasn't cash buyers where we are cash buyers. So that's a positive for us because things get moved on a little bit quicker, so they say. And they haven't got to worry about us trying to get a mortgage and things like that. So that's a good thing. Now the property within itself, it's quite nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was okay. I think it's tough.
That didn't sound good.
No, it's just tough. It's tough for me because I'm like completely new at looking into rental properties. So I look at a property and think, oh, I would never live here, but that doesn't matter because I'm never going to live there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think setting.
Like
we have expectations.
Yeah.
And our expectations are different to other people's expectations, which is completely normal, completely fine.
For me, I walked in there and thought, this is way too small.
Like the bathroom. So the bathroom, I actually don't think I've got any footage for that. You'll have seen by now, but it was so tiny. There was like a bath right up to the wall, and then there wasn't much like movement in there.
Yeah.
Which is why what we've said potentially could do with knocking through and making it a bit bigger. But then again, it is a 2-bed semi-detached, so is a family going to be there? Maybe.
Maybe. Also, there's not really a drive. The front garden is nice, but it's awkward. It's awkward to get to. It's one of those where the garages are in their own street behind the house. So you can park along the street, but your garage is... You can't get into your garage from your house. You have to walk out of your house. The garden itself is quite small, whereas the front garden's big, isn't it?
Yeah, we spoke about this. We said, like...
It's weird.
We don't understand why people made houses like that, because space-wise, they've just lost a lot of space, and they haven't got an actual drive to say.
Yeah, because the front garden is
it's
as
lovely.
big as a drive.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It could be
a drive.
Nice.
All the houses are the same. You'll have seen on the footage. All the houses around there, they are really beautiful. I think.
Yeah.
We spoke to the neighbour as well. She was really nice. She gave us some information on the house. I think if you ever do see the neighbours, and they approached us first actually. So if they approach you, I think try and find out as much as you possibly can in terms of what sort of people are living around there, what's like the area like, especially if you're like investing in areas that you haven't got like a clue about.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of potential, like a lot of, I don't know if you'll be able to see on any of the videos, but the living room and the dining room, there was a lot of arches, and it was just stud wall that you could just knock through and make it a big open plan, which I think would make it like a lot more.
Yeah, I mean it would be a big open plan, but you can make it more open plan. Yeah.
I think it would look a lot more bigger though.
I don't know.
Because you think when you're looking in that room, I just think when you've got those arches, it kind of separates that room. Whereas if it's nice, if it's not through.
Yeah, no, it definitely just separates them. But like if you look at just the dining room itself, it was
here's a picture.
Tiny. So
I'll put some pictures up on our phone so you might be able to see.
But like the dining room itself was small, so like knocking the arch out, you wouldn't really have too much space on. But definitely like open it up, more lighting and stuff.
And there was a cool thing in there actually, that there was like an old heating system, so there was vents all across the building where it was just pumping like hot air for obviously whoever's living there. That was out of action now, which was where you'd move the boiler down to, because directly under the boiler was this old system, and it had a bit of writing on. I don't know if I videoed that either, but there was some writing on saying
It said like 1979
this was made by someone's bare hands in 1979 or something like that. And that was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's what I quite like when you go around these properties, because they're normally older properties that you're going to invest in. You sometimes come across some history, and which I find quite cool, quite interesting.
Yeah, and so it was an interesting property. I think for both, like for us, we like for this first one especially, we're kind of being more so guided by who we've got around us, because they've done it plenty of times before. So because we're so new to it, I would walk in there and say, "This is too small. I don't want to go for it." Whereas the people we've got around us might say, "Well, actually, that's what you want in a rental." I think
less maintenance, especially garden wise.
I think for me, I'm like looking for that absolute like dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with our house that we live in residentially, we just found such a dying with it because we got it for such a great price. We've decorated it amazingly, and now we know it'll sell for a lot. So like, I'm just looking for that in this investment property.
They do probably come about. It's just when they do come about, there's going to be even more people interested.
We've found something. We've found houses that like need a bit of work and we'll get a bit of money for. We've not found anything that's like, we can make loads of money on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just balancing that up.
So, like I said, we're going to rerun the figures. You're probably thinking, are we going to put an offer in? So we will give you an answer. And the answer is...
yes.
Yeah, we are going to put an offer in. And we'll just, fingers crossed. But that's not going to stop us from looking at other properties. We're going to still go around, have a look. Because things are coming on the market every single day.
Especially with how popular that was as well. If it did turn into a bidding war, you need a backup reader.
It always makes it awkward as well, where there's two estate agents, so now they've got to speak with each other. Because, say for example, like we could put an offer in, and another person could put an offer in with Connells. We've got to try and beat that person at Connells. Then Taylor's might have another two people that we've got to compete with. So the process could end up being a lot longer in terms of how quick they work with each other. Which I'm surprised they put it on two different sites, because I don't think that house was probably going to get a lot of looking at, which it already has. So I don't know why they jumped the gun and thought, let's get to a estate agency. But
I think
we are going to put an offer in. So exciting.
Yeah, exciting. So we'll let you know in our next property video whether the offer has gone well, or
you never know.
What feedback we've got.
We could be in the property in the next video.
Or you could be watching us view another one.
Yeah. But we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one, and we'll see you later.